1, 2, 3, 4, pull tight. This is going to be a foot. They do turn out a bit variable, but this is the best I can do for now. Maybe I'll improve the technique later, but this is what I need to remember so I can go from here. I'm just going to purl across. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm just going to bind off purlwise. I need this bit to be long because I'm going to put it onto my darning needle, sewing needle. I don't know what you call this, doll maker needle, and make the toes. The toes are just bullion stitches, and I'm going to hold them down with what do you call them? Kind of daisy stitch loops. So that you can see is the knit side, and this is the purl side, which is the side I like, so that's what I'm going with. And I'm going under the two sides of the V on my bind off, and I'm going to wrap 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there we go. I'm not very good at this. It's kind of something I recently learned. So there we have my bullion stitch, and I'm going to snug it up as tight as it will let me. And then I'm going to attempt to go through the bottom, what do you call it, the 2 strands again. Close enough is close enough. No one's going to look like, no one's really going to examine it, and if they do, they won't be able to tell. I don't know. Okay, so that's done. That's one toe, and I'm going to bring my yarn to the front here and go under 2 loops. There we go, close enough. I don't know if I'm exact, that's close enough. And then I'm going to poke through once more and wrap 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and bring that down here so that I can hold it under my thumb, and then draw that through, and there's my second bullion stitch. So I'm going to scooch it up next to this guy here and scrunch it as much as it'll let me scrunch it, and go through the base again. And then I'm coming back to the front and going under the 2 again, whether it's the same 2 or the next 2. Whatever happens, happens. There we go. And then I'm going in here again, same position-ish, and wrapping 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bringing it down so I can hold it with my thumb. Oh, I'm getting all twisted here. I don't want it to get snagged. Hang on. Is that straight? Nope. There we go, I think. Yep. Draw that through. Snug it up. Scrunch it down. And go through the base again. Roundabout there-ish. Good. And then we're bringing the yarn to the front here and going through under maybe the same two. I think it's the same two, I'm not sure. Good. And then I am going through the same place. Maybe I'll unfurl a bit here. It's getting twisty. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to wrap this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and bringing it to the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can hold it with my thumb. Maybe use my fingers as a guide so it doesn't twist there. There we go. There's my bullion stitch. I'm going to snug it up against the other, scrunch it down, and go in there. And here's where I haven't quite set my method rhythm, but what I'm going to do is put this in the between the toes like that, and go in where it comes out. Do you see where it comes out here? I'm going to go in there and take this and wrap it underneath and come back to the front like that, and to pull it like aggressively so that it delineates the toe base, kind of grabs it and strangles it a bit. And then I'm going to, you see how the daisy stitch loop is there? I'm going to go under it and come out where I was. And that'll pull the sides of the base of the toe downward. And then I wonder if I can do it from there. No, that'll leave a strand, so I'm going to go in. It gets pretty thick because I'm pulling my stitches quite tight. So I'm going to turn, going to put this between, and I'm going to go in the base here, wherever, and come out that side so that I'm underneath that. I mean the strand is underneath my needle. And I'm going to draw that as snug as I can get it without breaking my yarn. Hold that with my thumb and pull through. And you can see how that strand, how my working strand is over the loop there. I'm going to go under the loop, so I'm pinning the loop down. And then I'm giving it a good pull again. So you see how those toes are now distinguished, and these are still kind of rumpled. So I'm going to go into the bottom of this, the next toe, like so. And I'm going to go down one side, up the other, go through the base of that toe as best I can so that I've captured the loop on the other side. And I'm going to pull that loop snug against the needle, hold it with pinch it with my fingernail, and draw through and pull that as snug as I can get it. and then go below so that I'm pinning down that loop. There we go, one last toe. See, now you can see how strangling the bottom of these bullion stitches gives them a rounded shape, and you can see how this one is still floppy-ish. So I'm going to do that last one. I need to be in the base, hang on. There's not much there at the edge for thickness, so I'll just do our best. And with the bullion stitch all built up in there, snugged tight, you really got to fight your way through. Okay, so now I'm going between the toe here, around the other side. No, hang on, hold that, like so. And into the base again, where it will let me. And so that is beneath, and then bring it up in front again and draw that through. This one is the most awkward because it's right at the edge, so you gotta kind of maneuver and pull. And then in again to pin that loop down. And that really kind of bugged it out a bit, but that's okay, it's just a tiny toe. And there we have it. And sometimes it's loose on the sides, so I just go in just to build it up a bit. And when I'm attaching it to the foot, it's the big toe I line up. So if I'm putting this, I find the center. See the center where the feet are? And I place the big toe where I want it, and the other toes end up where they end up. So there I'd line up the big toe where I want it, and this lines up right there. So I'd go through here and come up where I want the big toe to land, so that would mean there, and pull through. I'm not going to because it already has a foot on it, but I'd pull through, and this strand would be up here right beside, and I'd make sure I'm holding my big toe where I want it, and I'd start to stitch attach there. That way that's exactly where I want it, and it will show where one foot ends and the other begins, and the toes won't be sewn, smooshed, one above, one below, whatever. It's two distinct feet. So that's my toes.